He said, "Drink some water, mommy." Okay, I got the other one.
Hey. Thank you, Princess.
Hello.
What up, great people?
Thank you.
Another wonderful day.
Hey. Gang, y'all.
It's your boy AD,
And it's your girl D. Gang. What up, y'all?
and we're happy that y'all are joining us tonight
That's right.
for another Twice the Advice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm gonna do the same again. Gang. All right, y'all. All right, if you're in the house, just go ahead on and drop in the comments that you with us. Period. Drop in the comments that you with us. Welcome back for another episode of Twice the Advice with AD and D. Real quick, we just wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to those that are joining us. For those that are subscribers and followers, we wanted to thank you. And for those who have not yet subscribed, we welcome you to do so. You can go ahead and follow us. You can add us on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook as well as IG. So don't be afraid to hit us up at any given time. We love hearing from y'all.
That's right. So much. That's why we keep doing this thing. And
turn this thing a little bit. It's a little tight.
We kind of dealt with a few circumstances that we had to address right away. But gratefully, we got that stuff taken care of, and we're right back in action.
Sure enough.
So tonight, the wife was talking about some open forum, looking to have some questionnaires and different things.
Yeah, letting the people ask their questions. So, as some of you may know, some of you may not know, we just came back from celebrating our 10th year together.
Yep.
Show you right. 10 years together. 10 years.
10 of them things. 10 of them.
10 years together. All right, babe. While we wait for these folks to pile on in, tell me something that you've learned over the 10 years.
That you never actually know exactly what the hell. You never actually know exactly what you're doing. Always something new that you'll learn about your partner.
There's always something new to learn. That much I do agree with.
Yeah. Always something new to learn about your partner. Even in 10 years, still a whole lot that I don't know, still a whole lot that I have to learn, still a whole lot that I anticipate getting answers in regards to questions and different things of that nature. But you will see the changes, the evolutions, the differences in your partner.
Yeah.
And over the course of 10 years, of course, I've seen quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few.
The both of us can speak for that. Yeah.
As you napped today while I watched the movie we started watching together, I just kind of looked over my shoulder at you and said, like, oh my gosh, look at this man that was not this man when I met him. And it's such a beautiful thing to see that. You know what I mean? Like, even your faith, as much as you have, spiritually matured and mentally matured, like, physically, I can see the maturity in you that was not there 10 years ago. And it's such a beautiful thing to see.
That's what's up. All right. I might get me some. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means, I guess. Say I'm looking devilishly handsome. You know what I mean? But it has been a journey, and it definitely has been pleasurable, and we've definitely had our rough patches and heavy rains, as well as large waves. And so now we look at the situations that we've overcome, and we still rocking this bad boy out, and we can, I think that we could teach a few people a few things,
I think so.
and that's exactly why we've continued with twice the advice. You don't always it's not always what it seems. It's not always what it seems. And I think with us getting to a place now where we can communicate openly so much more about so many different topics, even the most uncomfortable conversations have become um, easier or easily discussed.
Easily had now.
So kind of takes time in a relationship, to kind of build what it is that you will need to continue to have a sturdy foundation. And I think we done all right.
Yeah, I think we've done swell. I think we've done pretty well. We've had our fair share of odds stacked against us, if I could be 110% honest. We've had our fair share of odds stacked against us coming into it. Um, Lies from all over the place and some truth, but I don't know. I always tell him that, it's only God that's kept us together all this time, because even he and I have wanted to leave and still not been able to find a life without the other. So
The fact that I get bored easily and I'm stupid. Let's just put it out there.
okay, I'm not even gonna repeat that, but okay, all right, cool. I don't know where they came.
Go ahead, continue.
That's my whole train of thought. Oh my goodness. But it's definitely been a phenomenal 10 years spending it together. It was just the two of us, our little vacay, y'all. Um it was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And from our anniversary to the days that followed, even up to now, like we've had such wonderful and phenomenal, almost miraculous things to happen thereafter. We were able to mend several fences in a matter of 7 days.
Yes, most definitely. I was able to talk to my grandfather, um, actually both grandfathers,
Absolutely. It's
and
my
in
granddaddy.
fact, happy 96th birthday to my great grandfather, Papa Kite.
Okay.
Um, we almost let the entire day get away from us. I'm gonna have to make a phone call to make sure that the entire family can reach out to my great grandfather and my children's great great grandfather, so that um,
Understood,
we
Holly.
can celebrate.
Send your dad our love.
No doubt, no doubt. Much love to you, Holly, and your significant other. We know that you guys are constantly watching and supporting and loving on us. So we want to send you that love and support right back, especially in a time where you are dealing with the circumstances that you are. So God bless you, and we're gonna keep you in our prayers, no doubt, no doubt.
Absolutely. Holly'sTheMom.com.
But Grandpa, I was able to make it up with old Johnny James,
Show
and
love.
spent some time with him.
It was wonderful.
We put my great uncle Millie Reese
That's right.
to rest, and old Millie had been with, oh gosh, he had been with Aunt Grace. He and her had been married for 58 years.
Long time.
50, yeah, 58, 56 to 58
and
years.
Been together for.
And she met him when she was 12 years old. That was something that was very, very inspiring, because here it is, I'm saying two people haven't spent much time apart at all.
Yeah.
And they were very, very much so in love with each other. very much so in love with each other.
If you're just joining us, go ahead and drop your questions, anything that you may want to ask either of us or the both of us by chance. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. We'll be addressing all questions tonight, open forum, whatever you want to ask.
That's right. That's right. And AD&D will be putting together a new segment that will be coming to you guys very soon. We're going to be doing our up close and personal segment, where we'll be having some guests. We'll be having some open forum kind of conversations, as well as a few scripted conversations um, with some people that have been married for quite some time. Some of the people that we look up to, some of the people that encourage us constantly throughout this entire work ethic. And we look forward to that. We had to postpone the Black Brady's for a little while. However, soon come. The Black Brady's will be something that will be airing really soon. Will be coming to you guys. We will have our 3 boys and our 3 girls partaking in that with us, and things are going to get rather interesting.
And you'll be able to get a little bit more of an understanding of how difficult it can sometimes be for us to be AD&D for you guys when we're just mom and pop for these kids.
Yeah. And our parenting style is very non-traditional.
Very non-traditional, for sure.
Very open in conversation with all of my children, from my oldest girl to my baby girl, and my oldest boy to my baby boy. I communicate with them as openly as I know how to. I shared a post today on Facebook saying how I'm willing to and always willing, continuously will apologize to them. If I feel like I've done something wrong, they have the opportunity to correct me in private, and we discuss it.
Yep.
We discuss just about everything and anything that may be something that we need to bring to the forefront.
Yeah.
I don't like surprises. So when it comes down to my children, I have great expectations, and I'm usually pretty straightforward with them. So I would hope that they always continue to be that way with me.
For the most part, they're very open and honest with both of us. And we allow them a platform we'll call family council, so to speak, and we'll bring everyone in one room. It could be the kitchen, it could be the living room, it could be our bedroom, their bedroom. You know, whenever we realize that it is a necessity for us to kind of have, you know, that open forum conversation, we'll just call council at any time, and it's like, hey y'all, hey y'all, let's go ahead and let's talk about this. You know, so and so said something, and you know what, that piqued my interest. Let's have a conversation about it. We just got a quick question over here on Facebook. The question is, how long have we been together? We've been together 10 years officially, May 18th.
May 18th.
We've known each other just shy of 11 years. And we didn't know each other very long before we jumped in this relationship thing.
Yep.
We didn't know each other long before we jumped in this relationship thing, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I look forward to being able to share a little bit more of our family dynamic with you guys. Yes, I know it's been a long time. Whatever. Oh wait, you know what I just thought about? We were in the airport, leaving for our trip, and we met some lady. I don't even remember where she said she was from.
I can't remember.
But she was passing through the airport at the same time.
I think she said she lives in Orlando.
Or I thought it was like Jacksonville. It's Florida somewhere.
Yeah, she lives in Orlando.
Anyway,
yeah.
We met this lady, and you know, she's in the airport, and you can tell she's had a few drinks. She's talking rather loud, you know, whatever. And so she asked him about his beard. That's how that conversation started. She asked him about his beard, and so he responded to her rather jokingly. I won't even repeat what he said. because it's not the point of this story. The point of the story is, she's like, oh, you guys are so cute together, or whatever it was. And he was like, yeah, we're getting ready to celebrate our anniversary. We've been together for 10 years. And like 17 people turned around and was like, what? You guys are celebrating what?
You guys been together 10 years. You guys look like children.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely hilarious. Which really made my day because people have been trying to make me his mom for like the last 7 years. I would have thought that was your son. It's like, how? How, my son?
Not really sure how either.
Your skin is smooth as a baby's bottom.
That's maybe that could be what it is. That could be what
usually
it is.
He's got a super clean face. It took him a while to get all his facial hair too. So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I guess that could be what it was too. We just I think it was kind of the wow factor. That people, one, they had to guess our age.
Yeah, right.
One and two, the fact that we've been together for 10 years, and they were like, man, like that's
kudos to you.
It's like amazing. You know what I mean?
Like folks don't do that.
We don't really hear that anymore. We don't see that anymore. Yeah. What is this? Or how do you make it work? And I'm like,
you just do.
Not really sure. Do a lot of drinking. No, actually, I don't.
He really doesn't.
Rarely drink, and I don't smoke. So just kind of high off life, man. You know what I mean?
I don't really partake in much of the two of those either.
Yeah, it's more. It's kind of like if you always do what you always did, you always get what you've always gotten. And I'm looking to be the epitome of the example that I wanted to see as a child.
Absolutely.
I'm not doing this for anybody's liking. Most people don't like it.
Anyway.
To be honest with you, that goes to a very large
population of people.
We get I get some flack from some people I wouldn't expect it to, and a lot of times I don't get people that are very comprehensive of the degree of a relationship that I have with my wife. They're so used to the wifey.
Yeah. I'm not his wifey.
No, she's my wife.
I am his wife. I do wear his last name.
And we have children.
Legally.
We don't have any children together
yet.
And we just kind of make this shit work.
Yeah. And it is hard work to make it work. I don't want to ever at any time try to make it seem like we just wake up and go.
Yeah.
Because it's not really like it's a lot of work to make it work. But I remember this is not my first marriage, this is my second marriage, and I remember telling him, like, I just need to know that you're gonna love me when this shit gets hard. He's like, it's not gonna get hard, what are you talking about? And like it was like the day after we got married, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, literally. If we had had a reception, I probably would have beat somebody ass there. Some knives. Yeah, the guys.
I'm with all of that. It's cool. But one of the things that I can value and appreciate at this point is the fact that my husband is really on my team when we are really going above and beyond and out of our way and fighting battles that are not our own to give our children what we did not have.
Yeah, I had to deal with coming to understand that I didn't know my friend that I married, and large reason for me trying to check myself in our relationship is because I would see how a lot of people would treat her. I would see how a lot of people interacted with her, and they would kind of, it was so superficial. It was just this real facade of, it was like, oh yes, such a, when are you gonna do that thing for me, or this or that or whatever, because I'm counting on you, or I'm looking forward to you making things happen. And and I just kind of like was like, damn, you know what I mean? I mean, it's as crazy as situations may be, and you know, as ugly as whatever it is that you may have done or you may consist of from time to time in action or in character, I mean, you still gotta, you know, you still kind of turn it back on me. Broken relationship with my mom growing up because I wasn't in the household with her, being raised by my grandmother who was completely oblivious to what was actually going on with me, but had everything set out and planned for me the way that she desired for things to go. And um, when I didn't necessarily give them what it was that they were looking for,
Out of his life.
they didn't want to be bothered with me anymore. You know what I mean? And kind of dealt with the same thing when it came down to my wife, because not very long after us getting married, it was just a bunch of bull. And we had already come from so much drama prior to us getting married. Trust me, is a lot of people still feel like I married the wrong person.
Same.
And
Same.
it,
I just have to kindly remind people that's cool, baby.
it's not
So
your
here again, if you're just joining us, that Willie wrote down in here unconditional love. And I thought that was funny. I wanted to make mention of that. That was actually one of our very first conversations.
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
talked about love. That was almost like the first conversation we ever had with each other, a discussion about love.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes you have to be careful um what you expose to people when you come into meeting people, and you get these alliances to create relationships, and you will get people that will just kind of paint this picture, this image of themselves or what it is that they want you to see. And then, you know, years later, and sometimes even sooner than that, you start to see exactly who they are. You start to peel back the layers of that onion to truly see them for who they are and what it is. People lack certain characters, uh, and even character, and you have to kind of be able to differentiate of whether or not that's something that you're going to be able to pull through. Sometimes you can have a person that is so broken and misunderstood to the point that you have to love them to mend them. And I think that's kind of a large majority of what we went through. Um, where as every situation that we had come to see ourselves out of prior to meeting each other had left so much weight and so much of a damage to the two of us as individuals, but somehow some we just, you know, made it make sense. And for a long time it looked a lot better than it felt. And I compare that to church because um, being a very spiritual individual, um, or we were heavy in church, and I felt like that was something that I um, needed in order to keep myself grounded for a long time in what it was that I was aspiring to become, but at the same time, um, isolating certain things about myself so that I could continue to find other things out about me and move forward. And that was really like um challenging because some other people asked, and
I don't know why
I
I was
ain't
getting
care,
lots
and
on
they
my
was gonna get
behalf.
it right there in the church in front of God, right at the we started fixing um ourselves,
Mhm.
and we kind of pulled back from church because we didn't want to play house, and I wasn't gonna partake in it. I just wanted to be left alone. I wasn't gonna play church, and I wasn't gonna play. Was if you know what I'm saying, I was okay with it being my first marriage attempt too, if that's what it was gonna have to be, because and still I'm not in a place to where I want to play games.
Um, it is one of the things that I always say to women. Just bear with me a minute. That talk to me about being in a marriage, being in a relationship, going through ups and downs in a relationship, because it doesn't matter who you with, where they are in life, where you are in life. You're going to go through something, because nothing is worth having without being tested. And so when that comes, you have to be well enough within yourself and know yourself well enough to say, okay, is this person? Is this situational? Like, is this seasonal? Is this permanent? Is this something that I'm going to have to deal with for forever? And these are the questions that you may have to ask yourself. When you are in a relationship, the worst thing that you could do as a man or woman is lose yourself in that relationship. So there is a certain amount of time that is required for you to spend with yourself, for you to know yourself, so you don't get lost in that relationship. And one of the things that caused a little bit of a tug of war between he and I is that we were evolving when we got together. We were evolving as individuals, and then we became one, which made us evolving as a couple even more difficult. So we had to take some time, and they happened at different times throughout the course of our relationship. But he had to take time to find and figure out himself, and I had to take time, to find and figure out myself, and then we had to come back together and then figure out what we were individually together. So it took some time, and it took a lot out of the both of us to get to that place. But thank goodness we were able to understand that um him trying to find himself and be the person that he always saw himself to be, that did not mean that he didn't care about me.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? I had to, and I was confused, and I fought that for a while. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you about it. I fought him just as much while he was trying to find himself, as much as he did while I was trying to find myself. Because you feel as though while that person is finding themselves, that they're forgetting about you, and that's not what that means. And it took for us to kind of get on the other side of it, where it was like, oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
I get it.
Um, you have to learn to be selfless. And I always describe, like, our first year, we were very selfish. And then the second year, I don't think we really even liked each other. We weren't really even sure if that's what we wanted to
To
do.
do.
And then the third year, we became selfless
Mhm.
and put forth the effort to try to understand each other's point of views a little bit more.
Yeah. But in the process of that, of getting to a better place,
Individually,
everything in our personal lives, you know what I'm saying, outside of us as husband and wife, just went haywire. And that puts a strain on the marriage. You know what I'm saying? That's how I can see it being possible for financial strain to cause people to divorce. You know what I'm saying? For medical conditions to cause people to divorce. I can see these things as being possible, because when things in your own personal life go awry, as individuals, it will cause a strain on the two.
yeah,
But the two are one. So it should, yet it shouldn't, because when I am weak, he should be strong. And when he is weak, I should be strong. And it's taken us a little bit of time to figure that out. Um, Even some, I will use today as an example. I woke up this morning and I was feeling like crap. I just knew I was on my way out, and I didn't have it in me for today. Where I was weak, he was strong, and he got me to where I needed to be. He saw about me. He made sure that I was good. Guess what? A couple of hours later, he was dog tired. He couldn't really pull it together. He couldn't really get it right. He laid down, and I got up, and I moved around a little bit, and that's just how that works in a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In one day, where
I have no idea what the week looks like.
yeah, we just kind of I won't say struggle because it's not a struggle anymore. We struggled to be able to find that
the
balance.
balance. Yeah.
You know, now it's like, don't worry about it. You're good. I got it. And he'll tell me the same, like, nah, babe, don't worry about it. I got this one. You know what I'm saying?
But there's a willingness.
Yeah.
With every situation and in any relationship, not just a marriage, but just in the basic relationship, where two people or two or more people come to an understanding and have a similar goal, and then you compile emotions and responsibilities and a support system to all of that, and that within itself uh, builds and adds to the foundation of that relationship. But you have to have just that narrative. Like, you have to be capable to say, all right, I'm willing to do this for this person. Not with any, you know, maybe you have to have your reason behind it. Maybe you need to see, the light at the end of the tunnel.
It's the reciprocation that you're referring to,
But
though.
the reciprocity, yes, just to where you are truly like, okay, you know what? I'm willing to do this because this is who I've chosen.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it, and I've referenced this in several other episodes that we've had, that I look at my relationship with my husband to be very similar to the relationship that I have with my kids. No matter what they do, right, wrong, or otherwise, I'm going to forgive them. You're a dad, so it's okay. You're a dad. I get it. But for me, that love is different. If my kids do something wrong, if they do something that I don't like, if they say something that I don't like, I may be angry in that moment. I may want to clock their lights out, but I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna wake up and I'm still gonna love my baby. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still going to want to be there. I'm still going to want to hug them and kiss them and love them. Hey, auntie, it's so nice of you to be out there. I'm still going to put that same love and affection out there, and I feel that same way about my husband. He does things sometimes, or he says things sometimes that I don't like, that I don't appreciate. I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna look at him and I'm saying, "You're so handsome. I love you so
much." And in that order,
just like that.
But it just kind of has to. You have to come to a place, your sanity, but it's a consciousness within yourself. Like, okay, because she could have been with someone more handsome. She could have been with someone more patient. She could have been with someone more understanding. I could have been with someone more beautiful. I could have been with someone more driven, more whatever. You know what I mean? But we chose each other. We were placed in each other's lives at a certain time. And even where we have had our disagreements and miscommunicated and tried to figure out whether or not this was even something that needed to be continued.
Yeah.
We looked at the situation and said, you know what? Even if this is not for a lifetime, but for a season, I'm not going to mistreat you. I'm not going to dislike you. I'm not going to disown you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not gonna allow nobody else
I'm
to disrespect you
either. I'm gonna hold you dear to who you are to me,
yes,
whether someone else agrees or not.
Right.
And that has taken a lot.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you got to be willing to not only tell yourself to shut up, but sometimes you got to damn near tell your mama to shut up.
Yeah.
You got to, tell your children to shut up, and your brain, you're gonna have to tell that and your emotions to shut up multiple times.
Yes.
So if people do things to people, hurt people, people will get you discouraged, people will get you frustrated, people will let you down, people will disappoint you. But if you find someone and you are willing to accept the role that you want to be to them, and allow
Do me a favor. Say that again. If you're willing to accept what?
accept the role that you want to be to them,
Okay.
and allow them to learn to love you the way that you want to be loved, then you have the potential of something great.
You actually chose appropriate wording for that entire sentence. I love everything about it. When you are with someone, and I said this to my husband before he was my husband, like, no, I'm pretty certain that I'm not going anywhere. This is where I want to be. You are who I want to be with. So rain, sleet, or snow, I'm gonna be right here.
I was gonna be petty, but I'm gonna leave that alone. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. But
You've been doing so good the whole show, because I just knew you was gonna be petty a couple times. I'm proud of you.
no, I mean, like, it's not what, that ain't where we at. You know what I'm saying? We can actually portray where it is that we are. Like, I don't hope, I never hope for anybody to look back at any one of these videos and be like, that's some bullshit right there. I'm not doing this for y'all. Yeah. I'm doing this in support of you all. Yeah. But like, this is I'm not going. If you know me, you know me. Play with your mama. Play in traffic.
Play with your mammy. But I just thought that I would say that it is a level of accountability for yourself. I knew that this is where I wanted to be, and so regardless of anything that I did preemptively, disrespectfully, or whatever the case may be, I wholeheartedly accepted whatever consequence came from that, because this is where I wanted to be. And I accepted the role of being in his life. And so that came with some ups and some downs and all the rest of that. And so, it has been a wonderful journey getting to this place. At year number 2, you couldn't have told me that we were going to make it to year number 10. Mm-hmm. You couldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it wouldn't have ended at year 2, but I definitely I couldn't have said, oh yeah, in 10 years from now, we're going to be, I couldn't have said that. But it's been such a wonderful journey to get to this place. What we've gone through together as a couple, what we've gone through individually, what we've gone through as parents. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Right now, we have 5 teenagers of our 6 children.
Yep.
It is.
And 2 of them, I kick their ass every day. 2 of them, I am constantly just saying, like, Lord, I don't know if you are giving me back what I gave my parents, or is this a double whammy?
Listen, karma is something else, and you don't get to choose it, right? But this is how I also look at that. To answer that question, how long have we been married? We've been married
just shy of 7 years.
Yeah, 6 years. And we'll be celebrating 7 years married. We got married 2014. This year will be 7 years.
On August the 18th, right? 17th, something like that.
He being funny, y'all.
It's right in there.
He being funny. We just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that. But we've been married for 7 years. It feels like eternity some days, and then other days it feels like it's still really, really fresh. But we have, between our 6 kids, we have some really awesome kids. We really do. We have some who we rarely have to say anything to.
One of them is kind of weird. He's a little off. You know what I'm saying? He's okay.
The one that's like you? Or the other one?
That boy's dangerous.
Oh, okay. Our kids are really, really awesome kids, and I can value and appreciate being able to give them what we didn't have. And they can now articulate to us how much they value and appreciate us giving them what we didn't have.
That's right.
We didn't have mom and dad as teenagers coming up. We didn't have the opportunity to just hop in our parents' car and drive off. Like, yeah, maybe
I
a
did.
car.
I got Metro Dade called on me a couple times,
Maybe
but I actually did.
I was gonna say maybe a car, but it wasn't your mom's car or your dad's car.
It was my grandmother's car, but
That's my point.
And she called 12 on me plenty times. She put the police
get
on.
your such and such
She
back
put
over
the police
here.
on me a couple times, and then when I get home with the car and won't be, she beat the hell out of me. And it was crazy, but I mean, we do have some pretty wonderful children, and that's why we are going to share them with you guys.
Yeah.
Not too much, because we still want to be people, and we want them to be individuals. We don't want them to become like Hollywood. We know how that can affect people as well as children, particularly children, because there are so many different predators of all sorts that are out there. As far as my uncle's car, I was taught how to elude the police in my uncle's car. He was quite the driver. In fact, I think that he could park a Cadillac on a quarter. I think that
that's what I had heard.
Yeah, I think my uncle is probably the best driver in the entire world. I think he could be a stunt driver for Jason Statham. In any one of his videos and movies.
That's a topic for a whole nother night.
That is no understatement. You feel me? Shout out to my uncle, my main man.
Yeah.
Because he has showed me a whole heap of stuff.
Yes, some of that stuff he could have went without, but God be the glory.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing. True. Now that indeed, and my only rebuttal to that is, when you find your wife, she has to already be a wife. We went through a lot because I saw the wife's potential in my wife, and she was not ready to be a wife, and she had been someone's wife already, and that was something else that she had to deal with. And I was so set on being someone's husband that I had no idea of what kind of a person I was, let alone to deal with addressing being a husband.
Yeah.
So we are trying to lay out a blueprint for people who truly understand what it is that you are getting yourself into.
And for those that don't understand, to give you a greater understanding of what it is that you're getting yourself into, and while you are there, how to see yourself through the maze,
right?
You know what I'm saying? The obstacle course that can become your relationship.
A lot of wisdom comes from older people who have seen greater days. They have told us a lot of different stuff. Me particularly, like I hang on the wing of a lot of different stuff from very few people, but a lot of different things that they have taught me, and I try to incorporate those things into my character. I try to incorporate those things into the body of the individual that I am, so that I can be a great father, and I can be a great husband, and I can be a good God-fearing man. All of those things is what I want to do, right? So even with me not understanding what it was that I was doing, I had a passion for it. I had a real passion for it. And that passion for me is what has continued to keep me on the straight and narrow. Just being real, because I didn't want to not be able to fulfill certain things.
He has been blessed to have some really awesome male figures, father figures to come in his life at always at the right time,
no doubt,
to really help guide him through a lot of the things that he's been through. But I can tell you,
shout out my pop, Lee Gordon.
Factual.
Shout out my biological father, Mr. Todd Lockett.
With an E on the end.
With an E on the end. You understand me?
With an
We
E on
had
the
a
end.
phenomenal time together. He has been so essential to my growth and understanding, patience that I am able to say that I possess now. My fathers both, because man, y'all just don't know.
Well, I know for me, as a woman, I will say that it is sometimes difficult to find other women to go to with your relationship stuff, because we are emotional creatures and we internalize everything, and because of that, oftentimes, unintentionally, unknowingly, we put out the wrong energy, and it causes people to make rash and harsh decisions. Because of that, there's been very few women that I go to and actually listen.
That's right.
And actually listen to what it is that they say. Our bishop, my adopted mother, who reminded me everything of my great grandmother, but was too young in spirit to be anybody's grandma.
Right.
Right. Was really a help and a guidance in the early stages of our marriage, and she kept me from quitting. She really, really guided me spiritually through what it was that we were going through, and I couldn't thank her enough. Bishop F.A. Edmonds, lady, you know who you are and how much I love you. I can't wait to kiss your face.
I'm Patty.
I'm Patty too.
Always very supportive.
I'm Patty too.
There are even my big cousin Pumpkin.
Yeah, and Pumpkin was a bomb.
She has always been someone. My cousin would tell me about myself. She said, "You too grown to be doing that. You know, stop it, cut it out."
She was switching.
She got to a point where she wasn't cussing. That's why I'm paraphrasing. She wasn't cussing me, but she would.
If she had to.
She would if she had to.
Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap it up. But before we go, I just thought I would go ahead and throw out there, a month from today, AD&D Twice the Advice will be celebrating 1 year on the YouTube platform. And it is because of that, we'll be making some announcements in just a few short days of some giveaways that'll be coming your way in celebration of our 1 year anniversary on YouTube. I hope that you guys stick around and win yourself something, you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
Get yourself something out of the deal. We're going to be, doing a couple of giveaways, and I can't wait to see how this works. We got a lot of good things coming, and I know y'all so sick of us saying them, but I'm gonna keep saying it because it's coming.
It's coming. What we would like to do before we shut this out is we would like to encourage everybody to find someone that they can confide in, someone that they can communicate their point of views and share their private places and private parts with them when it comes down to being involved with someone else. Make sure that the person that you or people that you encamp yourself with truly have the goals that you have, that they aspire to see you do great things because they are doing great things, not because they will have their names attached to what it is that you're doing, for it. But truly aspiring to see you do great things. Great people give birth to great people. And even when it's just in ideas, when it's investments, you have to be willing to accept the critique, and you have to be able to do what it is that's needed to do to make sure that you make your feet match your mouth. So we thank you guys for joining us again on another Thursday night.
That's right.
And we may be going back to Tuesday, and we'll be doing a different segment on Thursday. We will keep you guys abreast of that, but thank you so much. And we are going to say until next time, we're going to be right here, same time, same place. Peace.
Good night, y'all. Mm-hmm.